Volume? Does he scream? It's a 7-minute map. Just do it again. It's just 7 more minutes. What a loser.
Dude, you spent half a day on this shit. I know you have a thing for Taylor, but enough.
Hold on.
Okay. I think you should see yourself out of this community forever. That's a perma. Also, literally 20 minutes so far into this article. I technically understand, like, the assumption that I am reporting on this because I have a thing for Taylor is so psychotic and gross. We should probably behave better than, like, psychotic MAGA style viewers of politics. It's objectification. It's undermining the veracity of the reporting of a female reporter. It's just not something that is appropriate. It's false, and it's false in, like, this incredibly weird, gross, parasocial way.
Oh, I'm so woke. Don't undermine the veracity of women's reporting.
Is Donald Trump. I think Donald Trump is a great example of this right now. Is that Donald Trump has a huge amount of people that it doesn't matter what he does, it doesn't matter what he says, people are always going to sweep for him. They're always going to explain why it's okay that he did something or said something. And the reality is that a lot of things that Trump has done and said are not really that defensible, right? Like going in, like, for example, like, you want to go and talk all this shit about Epstein and, like, put up, you know, like, literally mention Bill Clinton and, like, Prince Andrew by name and then never come out with receipts about it. Well, I think that's a little bit fucked up. Don't you guys think? I mean, I think that's fucked up to just go out and imply somebody's a pedophile like that's disgusting. And so, and that's not just like the grabbing women by the pussy stuff like that. That's nasty. And saying the Haitian immigrants, migrants were eating cats and dogs. Like, you shouldn't do that. It's bad behavior. Now, does that mean that I can't agree with Trump that it's good to shut down the border and, like, prevent illegal aliens from coming over? No, of course not. So the problem is that people constantly have this fixation around idolizing a person rather than idolizing ideas and looking at that person as an amalgamation of those ideas.
Okay. Uh-oh. Oh, no.
Talk to you guys a bit. I wanted to talk to you guys about my latest video. At least just tease it. Didn't prepare anything though. But I'm going to be addressing some of the haters in my newest video. So get excited for that. All the commentary channels, all the clip channels can get excited for that. I wanted to talk to you guys about...
Okay. Oh, wait, did I not even finish this? Or did I just go back? Wait.
National debt, no, our national debt shot up significantly. Do you think that Social Security is more of an issue compared to how much money,
Oh, we did finish it. Okay.
et cetera? But there's got to be some.
I guess you agree with the woman at the end? I said kind of-ish. We have to do something about our old people. They're ruining us.
Hello.
Hi, what's up, buddy?
Hey, dude. How you doing?
Pretty good. Are you versed on this topic?
Which topic?
What the fuck are you in here for?
The, you asked me if you want if for like debate prep and shit. I know like some shit about like the Russia hoax stuff.
Well, that's the topic.
Yeah, I just fucking DM'd you because fucking.
Well, why'd you ask me what topic? It's obviously that topic, no?
Yeah. I know some shit, but what do you want help with in order for the debate prep?
Well, I don't know. What do you think? What do you think is What do you think about it? Hold on, wait. I'm trying to look up my. Let me make sure my times and shit right tonight. Okay, 6:30 ET Thursday. That's today, right?
That's about right. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
In a little less than 2 hours. Also, it's my my little avatar is working.
What
You
is
guys like
the
it, chat?
What the fuck could what could the argument possibly be here? Like what
Yeah,
did
so I've heard you
Tulsi?
say that. I can't imagine what it is because if you actually read it, there's nothing there.
I
It's
feel
just
like
a
they
regular-
published it hoping nobody would read anything they published. I don't even know. Like even if
That's
I
what they
take all
always
of the
do.
ODNI claims at face value, or I'm sorry, the ODNI whistleblower claims at face value, he doesn't even say necessarily that he saw anything. I don't know what the fuck. I have no idea how you can argue this.
Yeah, I've heard a couple other things like court cases and stuff. I did a deep dive into like the birthright citizenship like months ago whenever that was going on. The some like the Venezuelan and Cuban like temporary protected status stuff. Like if you read any of like the Trump admins like whatever they say in court or like what they're like typing, like they are relying on you to not read it and just believe whatever they tell you. Because if you actually read the stuff, they don't ever make any actual arguments. In court, every time a judge will literally just say, "You haven't made an argument for it,"
And they still
and that's
win.
it. So it just applies to everything. I don't even know what what Rob could possibly say.
Are there like
It would just
VODs?
be his like sliminess and stuff.
Are there
So.
VODs of him arguing this? Does anybody know? Has he had a debate on this topic before?
He usually talks to Pisco sometimes. He might have something, but I know Pisco, his VODs are paywalled. So I haven't heard him talk to Pisco about it. I'll check his YouTube real quick.
Rob Noerr, YouTube.
Man, he really uploads a lot. Damn.
The United States of America is
What does he tweet about this? When did this Russia shit come out? Or when did it start coming out? It was like 2 months ago?
Yeah, probably 2 months ago, a month and a half ago. Like they started saying it like 2 months ago, but the actual like documents they started releasing a few weeks after that.
Okay, Control F, Russia. Another fool challenged me on Russiagate. Oh, shit!
There it is.
Dog walking a liberal on Russiagate. 3 hours, oh my god. Conservative ASMR, dog walking a liberal on Russiagate. He makes one huge mistake challenging Rob on Russiagate. Oh my god.
See the one another full challenge me. It's like 20 minutes.
This
You can
was a
just
plan-
watch it if you want to like preempt all the stuff. But
Okay, 1943. Yeah, I'll watch this one.
will probably limit
All right.
concocted by Hillary Clinton.
No, that's not what it says. Could you read that specifically?
Go ahead, you bring it
you
up.
want me to stay in while you watch?
I don't have it up. You're
Share your screen or something.
That's way too hard for me to do. Just watch on stream and come in after, okay? Love you.
Okay, sure. Bye.
one with it in front of you.
I don't have it in front of me.
What are you citing then? Are you not
I'm
reading something?
from memory.
Okay.
onto
ChatGPT.
the corruption issue, I think that you're seeing great evidence coming out now that showed just how corrupt the Democrats have been since 2015, 2016 in their war going after Trump, illegal spying, censorship, etc. And I think that the more of that evidence that comes out, the better both Republicans and Democrats will be, because we'll be able to rein in these corrupt impulses and be able to do something about our government operating outside of our control in the future.
What would you say is like the best example of this administration exposing corruption?
I would say currently what we're seeing is the evidence that's being released by Tulsi Gabbard, including things like the Durham Annex that show that it was concocted by the Hillary Clinton team to say that Trump was colluding with Russia and that Russia interfered to help Trump, a conclusion that they never had evidence for and concocted.
Wait, I've got a question about that, because the email that's referenced in the Durham Annex that says that cannot be validated. It's the one email in there that they can't find an originator. Nobody can find evidence that it was sent or received. The one email that you're referencing right now is kind of like the crux of the Durham Annex, Rob. Have you told your audience that nobody can confirm whether or not that email is correct, but they can confirm basically every other email? And that's the one that they also had to translate that email from Russian. Have you told your audience that, or do you just pretend that that was like a legit email and there's no question about whether or not that email was real?
Yes, I've read through the actual documents. Two things to say. Two things to say in this. One, I'm glad you agree that every other email in the Durham Annex was confirmed. There's plenty of other things that it says in there that show corrupt. It's not all hinging on this one email. Secondly, did you tell your audience that the Durham team said that the agents said that even though they couldn't confirm the veracity of this one email, it was most likely a compilation of true facts that they had? Did you tell your audience that? Did you tell your audience that? It didn't say that? Do you want to go to the record? So you're claiming,
watch this. Let me make my claim then. What that actually said is that they could not confirm that email was correct, but that some of the language found in that email directly corroborates with other emails, which, by the way, Russia had also intercepted. So what this looks like to me, and you're making a bold claim that this is somehow corruption, what it looks like to me is that they can confirm all of these emails. And then there's one email that is in like kind of broken English that they had to translate from Russian, by the way. The other ones they didn't have to translate from Russian. This is the only one. And that email takes pieces from other emails that Russia would have read and puts it together in one email. It does not confirm the email is real, and you know that, Rob.
That's not true. It said that
it's an unbelievable nothing burger.
It's not.
Wait, we didn't go over this document last night. I don't know what part this was or when she released this, but I do remember going over this in the past, and this guy on the right is correct. There was an email that they claim was sent by somebody, and the intelligence that went through it basically said this email is fake, and we can tell because they've copy-pasted bits and pieces directly from other emails and put it directly into this one. And so the assessment was that this email was likely was a fabricated email by Russia. Is Rob contesting that?
And nothing bigger. First, you've already admitted that the other thing said when there was true. For example, did you agree that all of this was true? That was your claim, that all the other emails were authentic. And the information they have is authentic. Okay, one of the things it said in there, for example, was there was a bunch of information that Russia had about China, of emails that they or about Clinton that they intercepted. One of the things it said, for example, was that the Obama State Department, I think it was either the DOJ or the State Department, reached out to religious groups in the United States and offered to pay them money if they supported Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
You think that's legit?
That.
Okay.
No, I covered that. I think that that's corruption.
Oh, thanks. Then you agree that you're glad Trump's going to expose this.
No, I agree there's some corruption. I asked you what the corruption was, and you pointed to that email. However, I would also
Fuck. What fucking document is he referring to here? I have no idea.
also say that this literally, like, that's no difference than the Heritage Foundation. That's no difference than the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. This happens. Like, I'm sorry, our governments are corrupt, but if your big claim here is that the State Department reached out, and by the way, that's also an unverified claim, but they do say it. They don't say that they have verified it. They just claim that somebody said it, right? Would you agree that they just say that somebody said that?
They said that was emails that they had that showed that they had confirmation that
somebody said that. They don't have the emails between. It's that somebody said that, right?
It said, I can't remember the exact language that it used, but this was emails that they had intercepted that Russia had a hold of. So the question becomes, one.
He's correct, and Rob is going to talk around it now. So there was no proof of this. Somebody just asserted this, right?
It seems like this, which you conceded that, yes, you already conceded that's corruption. We'll get to that in a second. The second question is, if Russia was intervening to help Trump, why wouldn't they release this and the evidence that they had about Obama's team talking about Hillary's failed health and about evidence that they had that said that Hillary's team was concocting this scheme with Russia?
They did.
Show me.
They did do that.
Show me.
You said about Hillary's health?
Yes, show me.
Dude, there were news stories everywhere.
It was released by Russia.
Russian state TV was released. Yes.
The claim was that they had specific emails from people in Obama's administration talking about Hillary's poor health. The analyst shows, the Durham investigation that looked into this showed that they never released this. They never released the one about the religion.
You're talking about the specific emails?
Correct.
I think the emails exist in the same way that the P-tape exists, in that it doesn't. I think Russia lies all the time about the compromise that they say that they have, and most of the time it doesn't come true. In fact, if you look back at the Trump Tower meeting, that was largely a nothing burger because Russia promised all this dirt, and they showed up and there was like nothing. Like,
I want to get
you don't have anything.
Even though Trump
did that night go out and say on Monday I'm going to announce all this dirt on Hillary, and then that never showed up.
I want to get back real quick because I know we have limited time. I want to get back to, like, even you said yes, it was corrupt that the Obama DOJ offered money to religious groups, and you say that sort of thing happens all the time.
No, it was not the Obama DOJ.
It was the Obama.
No, it was a claim that a representative from the State Department.
Okay, State Department. My mistake. So you said that sort of thing happens all the time. Can you show me any administration, State Department offering to bribe religious organizations to vote for their party?
Like, what is this claim? I've never heard this before. Obama, State Department, pay religious groups. What is this? Does anybody have any idea? I've never even heard this before. Tulsi, Russia. Oh, hold on. Wow, these files released by DNI Gabbard today are unbelievable. Not only do they show there was substantial proof that Russia wasn't trying to help Trump, there are other even more troubling things that I don't even see people mentioning, like this. Obama's State Department offered U.S. religious organizations money if they supported Hillary. The Russian Federal Security Service in August had details of secret meetings with multiple named U.S. religious organizations in which U.S. State Department representatives offered, in exchange for supporting Secretary Clinton, significant increases in financing from department funds and the patronage of state in dealing with post-Soviet countries. Wait, Rob Noerr doesn't trust our intelligence agencies, but Rob Noerr trusts what the FSB claimed that they had gotten from their hacking and monitoring of our government? Like, these are all just oh, I don't think did Rob not read any of this? Or does he not know where this comes from? I think this was the ICA. Hold on.
Rob doesn't read, remember?
What?
Rob doesn't read, remember?
Based.
Yeah.
Wait, fuck, does it not? I thought this... Ugh. Type 2 diabetes. Fuck. Hold on. 80. Did you read this stupid 114-page thing?
Fuck no. Jesus.
Fucking loser. Do 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 do. In this context, what does SVR stand for? It's Foreign Intelligence Service. It's the Civilian Foreign Intelligence Agency of Russia. Okay, the civilian... What? So is that like their equivalent to like the NSA, kind of?
Sounds right.
Shut up.
What is the actual like debate topic? Like besides Russia hoax, like is like a
The debate
like the actual
topics, the
statement.
two claims are basically, is Obama guilty of a Russian conspiracy hoax, and is the Trump admin lying about the Russian conspiracy hoax? So basically all the new stuff that Tulsi's released, does this show anything? I think Tulsi's lied about basically all of it. All of it shows basically what we knew before, I think with even stronger evidence. And I think all of this revolves around like these really stupid word games of like, what does it mean when we say hack the election, basically?
Okay, so is Obama guilty of a Russia conspiracy? So
There's no
Rob
evidence.
has the affirmative claim there. What do you think he's gonna try to say?
He's just going to play word games and cite to like this shit, I think.
Okay, so you think you got all the counter arguments pretty much?
I mean, I feel like it. I feel like I've read all the underlying documents. Like, I know a few of the things that he's referenced, but it sounds like he doesn't have all the information. Like, he hasn't read. Like, I don't know, I was online for like 3 hours last night just reading through all these stupid things, so...
Yeah, I saw a bit of it. If you think he didn't actually read any of it, it's probably because he used Claude or whatever to do it.
Based?
That's why I sent the debate. I had a bit debate with him like months ago.
Mm-hmm.
It just like came up, and then he like still lies about it. He doesn't think whatever.
Sure. Wait.
He tries to do word games. It's gonna be like that kind of thing. So
Where the fuck... I remember reading in one of these ICAs things that like Russia could have done, but they opted not to. Fuck, was it not this one, or am I thinking of a different thing? Does anybody remember who was there last night when we were reading all this shit? Oh, it could have been more extensive. 2016 influence campaign could have been. Oh, there's another document that's detailing even more stuff. The DNA. Where the fuck are these files? Okay. I thought it was the Senate hearing thing. Do you think this was from the Senate hearing? This doesn't look
What's
like
the date
it.
on the tweet? It's probably something that had just come out.
I don't see him responding to anything. I don't see a link to whatever this is. But I can Google it. Hold on.
Yeah, I mean, like whatever date, whatever came out July 23rd or like 22nd or something, you could find.
Don't tell me this is only available on fucking Twitter. Does Tulsi not link to this shit? Newly declassified top secret email sent on December 22nd, 2016. Oh my God. Wait. No. Try to get into their signal chat rooms. True.
What do you think Rob is going to say? Do you think he's going to say that any harm came from this corruption? What is he going to say?
Well, yeah, he's just going to say all of this was part of an attempt to undermine Donald Trump's presidency. But it doesn't make any sense. It's like it's an internally
But did it work? Did it?
Well, he'll say it led to things like the Russiagate investigation, that the impeachment shit, that it undermined his presidency. But I mean, the killer question is just
So if
why
you have to go
wouldn't-
into those things, then you already know the points for those, right? If you're going to say like, oh, the investigation, you'll say that, we got credible indictments, we got convictions off that,
No,
that sort of
I think I'll just say, why wouldn't they release this before he was elected? I think that's the super obvious.
He'll say because they didn't have to, because they got whatever.
What? But Trump won.
Because he'll say they didn't have to release it. He'll say.
But they should have, because Trump won the election. Wouldn't you release this to try to get him to stop from winning the election?
He'll say that everything that was done was to stop him from winning the election.
Well, yeah, but none of this was released before he won the election. This is all after. I have no idea how the Steele dossier was published after.
Yeah, I'm saying what he would say. It's a stupid point. But
I'll
he
just
would
say that over and over again. Then we'll
because
just fight on
all
that,
of
I
the
guess.
bullshit was.
So wait a minute, can you tell me again what?
Screw his next election, or to try to undermine him. That just because they didn't release one thing doesn't mean that
they didn't release any of this.
Whatever.
Nothing from the Steele dossier. Nothing from this ICA. Nothing about Crossfire Hurricane. Nothing about like.
Yeah, because this is the stuff that proves that it was all bullshit. Duh. That's why I didn't release it. Because then everybody would know they were lying.
Nice. What? Somebody find me this document. What is this from? 17 page. I'm searching for quotes and I can't. The election were far less damaging to Secretary Clinton than those. Oh, a 2020 House Intelligence Committee report. Is that it? This is published on July 23rd, 2025.
That's the same day.
So it couldn't have come from that. Would it have been? The astounding revelations were contained in a September 18, 2020 House Intelligence report that reviewed Russian influence and was declassified and made public Wednesday by Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard. Okay, so... I need Tulsi Gabbard 2020 House Intelligence Report publish. Ah, thank you. Jesus Christ. Found it. Page 17. Okay. Oh, fuck. This is a... Oh, God, I just realized. I'm sorry. This is, who's on this stupid fucking committee? House Intelligence Community... House Intelligence Committee 2020. This is a fucking Jim Jordan specialty or whatever, isn't it? Who's on this fucking thing? Is there what a...
Yeah.
What?
I'm pretty sure it was at the time, yeah.
Ooh, 118th Congress? Which Congress was under Trump? What Congress was 2020 Congress? Please just give me a number. 116th?
It's 116th, I think it was.
This goes back to 117? Are you serious? Okay, well, so this was the House, and obviously their intelligence committee thing is, I guess, disagreeing then with the actual intelligence community's assessments. Okay.
They did their own investigation.
Of course they did, yeah. And we're not, of course, we're also not going to rely on the Senate's version, right? We're going to rely on this 46-page one that our wonderful House cooked up.
Of course. We love the House committee, especially when it's Republicans.
True. The names of IC officers quoted in the text were omitted. Let's see. The bulk of ICA judgments on Russia's election operations were sound and employed proper tradecraft. Finding number 2, significant tradecraft failings cast doubts on the ICA judgment of Putin's intentions. In contrast to the ICA's other judgments, the sections addressing Putin's intentions for influencing the election did not observe professional standards set forth in either. These failures were serious enough to call into question judgments that allege Putin developed a clear preference for candidate Trump and aspired to help his chances of victory, and that Russian leaders could never entirely abandon hope for a defeat of Secretary Clinton. The ICA defined these as high-confidence judgments based on a body of reporting from multiple sources. See Putin's intentions. So the ICA says, okay, we further assess Putin and the Russian government developed a clear preference for candidate Trump. We have high confidence in these judgments. CIA and FBI also assess with high confidence that Putin and the Russian government aspire to help Trump's chance of victory when possible by discrediting Secretary Clinton. We assess that Russian leaders never entirely abandoned hope for defeat of Secretary Clinton. When it appeared Secretary Clinton was likely to win the election, the Russian influence campaign began to focus more on undermining her future presidency. The ICA judgments on Putin's intentions failed to adhere to the following analytical standards: properly describe quality and credibility of underlying sources, properly express and explain, base confidence assessment on the quantity and quality of the material. Despite the ICA's significant tradecraft failures, the assessment demonstrated awareness of the ICD standards of a section describing analytical process. Unlike, oh my God. The tradecraft failures identified in this review are limited to sections of the ICA addressing Putin's intentions only, because the ICA did not follow standard procedures for drafting or coordination within CIA and the ICA, they should not be seen as an indication of systemic problems with analysis from CIA, NSA, or FBI. That's it? We're just supposed to trust the House on this? So all of the, I guess the intelligence agencies were incorrect here, but the House was correct here. Okay. Based. All right.
It's just always going to be that he's relying on.
Yeah, I guess, but they don't even like
source, and you're
have
gonna
anything.
Say that it's not reliable, and then he's going to say, oh, but what about this? And then you're going to say that's not reliable. And then he's going to say, what about this? And you're going to say it's not reliable. It's going to be that over and over and over. And he probably hasn't read any of the documents. He probably just ChatGPT summarized it, and then that's it.
Is this the largest thing that was released from the House, guys? This 46-page thing? Was there anything larger, or is this it? The ICA failed to acknowledge that key judgments on Putin's intentions were based on raw intelligence that did not meet tradecraft standards. Accurate citation of raw intelligence reporting is critical to explaining to the reader the reliability. The ICA discredited these problems. A key class report cited by the ICA in support of judgments of Putin developed a clear preference for candidate Trump and aspired to help contain flaws in terms of clarity or reliability. The ICA omitted or obscured such information from context statements that the CIA's Directorate of Operations had properly added to raw human source intelligence reports, thus failing to warn the reader of significant flaw. Oh my god, okay. What is this? 114 page. This is the other thing that... This is not that. Yes, Destiny, since this was in response to the Mueller investigation? Okay. What the fuck does this say?
You can keep looking at all this. I think it's going to be... You're going to have maybe a easier, better time if you put Rob on the back foot. Because the way that you are, like, you know, researching all this stuff to be able to, like, have all the talking points, you're, like, kind of putting him on the attack and you on the defense.
Well, I'll come up with a...
Making him justify why you should trust this stuff, besides the...
Sure.
You know, instead of the...
Yeah, but I think I need to know some of the underlying facts. Otherwise, he can just say, like if he were to say, like, oh, like, well, the House is more reliable because they went through all this stuff and nobody else did. And, well, I don't know. Well, then how the fuck do I answer that? I don't know that. But I'll develop... The goal is to develop... I want my story, and then I want, like, 3 killer questions that I think are unanswerable by him. And then I'll...
Seems like a good idea.
Yeah. I might watch that legal eagle video that people keep spamming. I don't know if that's relevant to this or not, though.
I think I watched it whenever it first came out. It had a lot of good info in it, from what I remember. And yet he's probably going to avoid the actual... Actually, that's a question I have for you. How come you're debating Rob Noerr again? You don't
I was like debating people. So I don't know what else is. All the conservatives are hiding right now.
Enough. Yeah. Do you think he's going to bring up the Claude ChatGPT stuff? I would guess he's just going to avoid it because he doesn't want to have to defend it.
I mean, I don't know why that would even come up, no?
Yeah, I agree. But if it does, or if you want to fuck with him, bring it up.
Gotcha. Scant, unclear, and unverifiable fragment of a sentence from a single human report published under... Okay. Okay, this is retarded. All of this is retarded? Okay, what is on 17? Man, they really don't like the idea that Putin would have favored Trump. Was that what the bulk of this is about? They really don't like that idea. Jesus.
Yeah, don't they just say that if Russia was doing anything, it was just to disrupt. They didn't have a preference for...
Yeah, they really want to sell that point. I think they got really ass pained.
Yeah, because if Putin wanted Trump, then for them, then it means that whatever the Democrats say about Trump loving Russia and Ukraine and all the rest of the stuff, and then that's true. If it's true that Putin wanted Trump, because it also undermines them saying that Trump is the reason that Russia didn't attack Ukraine during his presidency or whatever.
Yeah. Decisive final 3 weeks of the election. New scandals might have been expected to stand a good chance of seeing Clinton's struggling campaign. Yet when the race evolved to the point that it became possible for Putin to help Trump win, the polls narrowed dramatically as Election Day approached. The ICA did not address why Putin chose not to leak more discrediting material on Clinton in order to help Trump's chances of victory. But the ICA literally did. The ICA said that they felt that Trump was basically going to win, so they were going to hold back material for once Clinton was in office so that they could start leaking more stuff to undermine her afterwards. They literally say that. Fuck, where can I find this? I don't remember where exactly I read it, but I do know they said that. Fuck. Whatever. Back? Held back? Oh. We assessed the influence campaign as part to help President-elect Trump's chances of victory when possible by discrediting Secretary Clinton and publicly contrasting her unfavorably to the president-elect. Later in the summer, senior Russian diplomats and intelligence officers assessed Secretary Clinton was likely to win the presidency, judging from blank, blank, blank and Russian press reporting. As a result, we assessed the Russian government began to focus more on undercutting Secretary Clinton's legitimacy and crippling her presidency from its start, including by impugning the fairness of the election. Moscow therefore held back some pre-election influence efforts for potential later use. For the election, Russia... Okay, yeah, so they do address this. But okay, whatever. Maybe they just don't believe them, I guess. Putin's decision not to leak additional derogatory information, as Secretary Clinton asked the Bolsonaro, undermines the ICA's claim that he aspired to help Trump win and never entirely abandoned hope for a defeat of Secretary Clinton. Putin's decision to stop leaking is consistent with alternate explanations omitted by the ICA that Putin didn't care who won because he saw weaknesses for Russia in both candidates. Okay. Alternative explanation. Whose alternative explanation is that? Just the houses? Okay. I mentioned that Moscow refrained from using additional information, but it did so without addressing the strategic implications of what was held back versus what was leaked, and how this speaks to Putin's objectives. The ICA's generic description of the material Putin held back makes the reader unaware of significant information available to Moscow to denigrate Secretary Clinton. This violated ICD 203 directives that analysis be informed by all relevant information available, given the documents leaked during the election were far less damaging to Secretary Clinton than those Putin chose not to leak. As of September 2016, the Russian Foreign Intelligence Service had Democratic National Committee information that President Obama and party leaders found the state of Secretary Clinton's health to be extraordinarily alarming and felt it could have serious negative impact on her election prospects. Her health information was being kept in strict secrecy, and even close advisors were not being fully informed. What the fuck is this even referring to? These are just like things that Russia was planning on like using for propaganda. This isn't necessarily, we don't know if these are true, no? This is just what they were planning on saying based on whatever emails they hacked or whatever they felt like they could put together. Why would we just read this and assume? I think Rob Noerr is reading all of these claims and just assuming that these are all absolutely true. The SVR, so the Kremlin's...
He doesn't assume it. He trusts it.
Sure. The SBR possessed DNC communications that Clinton was suffering from intensified psycho-emotional problems, including uncontrolled fits of anger, aggression, and cheerfulness. Clinton was placed on a daily regimen of heavy tranquilizers, and while afraid of losing, she remained obsessed with a thirst for power. True! Okay. The SBR also had information that Clinton suffered from type 2 diabetes, ischemic heart disease, deep vein thrombosis, and chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. Wait, is there any evidence today that Hillary Clinton is a type 2 diabetic? Hillary Clinton.
That's, you know, those Democrats, they really hide their medical conditions, you know. They didn't tell us about Biden for so long. Of course it's true for Hillary.
Does anybody... Conspiracy-free facts-only guide to the health of Clinton and Trump. Is there like an A1C report or something for... She has hypothyroidism, for which she takes medication and suffers from seasonal allergies. Okay, I don't know if there's any evidence anywhere that she had type 2 diabetes. Okay. Seasonal allergies, which seasons? Why won't they tell us? True. The SBR possessed a campaign email discussing a plan approved by Secretary Clinton to link Putin and Russian hackers to candidate Trump in order to distract the American public from the Clinton email scandal. Wait. I believe I saw this. That's what one of the leaks was addressing. But nobody that they interviewed, they never found this email, I don't think. And everybody that they interviewed had no idea. Everybody denied hearing or knowing or anything about this, and they couldn't find any evidence of this whatsoever. I remember a leak about this coming out, and there was no evidence that that was even real. The Russian Federal Security Service, the FSB, in August had details of secret meetings with multiple named U.S. religious organizations in which U.S. State Department representatives offered, in exchange for supporting Secretary Clinton, significant increases in financing from department funds and the patronage of state in dealing with post-Soviet countries. So this is just a thing that Russia was going to like use as propaganda. There's no evidence that any of these things are real or true. Nothing else has come out about any of these. And Rob is just believing it? Wow, these files released by DNI Gabbard are unbelievable. Not only do they show there was substantial proof that Russia wasn't trying to help Trump, there are other, even more troubling things that I don't even see people mentioning, like this. Obama's State Department offered U.S. religious organizations money if they supported Hillary? That is an unbelievable scandal in its own right. Why does this fucking moron believe this? Jesus. James Comey testified to the committee that in August 2016, the SBR had DNC emails in which the head of the DNC was telling people that former Attorney General Lynch was working to control me and keeping a named member of the Clinton campaign informed on what the FBI was doing in the Clinton email investigation. The SBR also had information that DNC leadership and Clinton's foreign policy advisors had heard that U.S. allies in London, Berlin, Paris, and Rome were not optimistic about a Clinton presidency. They had expressed notes of doubt regarding her ability to perform the functions of head of state, and her election would create unfavorable conditions for advancing the foreign policy interests of the U.S. Oh my God. See here, redacted source details of the report ever such photos as the value of the intelligence outcome. The SBI reported in January 2016 that it had information taken from a U.S. think tank indicating that a high-ranking official in the Democratic National Committee knew about the application of political pressure on the FBI and the Clinton email investigation by a high-ranking official of the U.S. Department of Justice. How the FBI made 2 separate announcements about this investigation publicly. That's the worst pressure ever. What the fuck? In March 2016, the SBR had intercepted discussions between a high-ranking DNC official and a U.S. non-governmental organization indicating that a Clinton staffer was receiving updates on the FBI's Clinton email investigation from a high-ranking Department of Justice official. Oh my God. It's difficult to justify the IC argument that Putin aspired to help Trump win by discrediting Senator, given the closing weeks when such devastating leaks could have been decisive. Rob is like that airy piece of shit which you just can't seem to be able to flush. Jesus.
True.
No one in the U.S. at the time would say Hillary would be aiming to be head of state after serving as the Secretary of State. Just too much state when you're secretary, and when you're Secretary of State, you can be interpreted as being the head of a state, even if not the president, if that makes sense. What? I don't know what you mean by that. Just that wouldn't be like an English phrase? I don't know. You have to like reference what part of this you're referring to. I don't understand what you're saying. Do you think Rob is actually this stupid or so bought into the narrative? If you want to go shopping for things that fit your narrative, I mean, you can find whatever you want. If you're only going to read, like, if you're going to just quote sections. Okay. Don't care about this. All right.
That sort of thing happens all the time.
It was a claim that a representative from the State Department.
Okay, State Department, my mistake.
Announced all this dirt on Hillary, and then that never showed up.
I want to get back real quick because I know we have limited time. I want to get back to, like, even you said yes, it was corrupt that the Obama DOJ offered.
Oh, so this, I don't know if this guy here read that document that we just read, or maybe he did, but he took the wrong thing from it, or he read an article about it. So Rob got to sneak in that this absolutely happened, but we don't know that. We don't necessarily know that at all. And in fact, at this point, it's not like there's been any investigative work that's corroborated any of that. Nobody's leaked anything. Nothing's come out about this. There were other claims in there that seemed ridiculous. Like, I don't believe that's true.
Money to religious groups, and you say that sort of thing happens all the time.
No, it was not the Obama DOJ.
Oh, it was the Obama.
No, it was a claim that a representative from the State Department.
Okay, State Department. My mistake. So you said that sort of thing happens all the time. Can you show me any administration, State Department offering to bribe religious organizations to vote for their party? Can you show me that?
I could show the same. I could show accusations of it, just like you're showing accusations of it.
You said that it was corrupt. Can you show me? You said that stuff happens all the time. Show me proof.
The accusations, the exact same.
Show me proof.
You're showing.
Okay, let's see.
I have the same.
Rob has got him on this, but
I have the same level of proof that you do.
Let's show me. You made the claim. Show me.
The guy just didn't read the thing, so he doesn't know how to counter it.
maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, I could. Let me see if I have this in an email.
Russian Federal Security Service in August had details of secret meetings with multiple named U.S. religious organizations in which U.S. State Department representatives offered, in exchange for supporting Secretary Clinton, significant increase in financing from department funds and patronage of the state in dealing with post-Soviet countries. So it's not just someone said it. They had details of these meetings.
They said they did. These were potential things that could have leaked. Oh my God, it's so slimy. Fuck. Oh my God, dude. The Republican House is actually like a fucking crime against humanity.
Multiple named U.S. religious organizations. Now, do you think that this accusation was at least serious enough to be investigated?
Accusation? By who? This was the Russian FSB. What? I'm sorry, the Russian FSB can make random declarations about propaganda they might leak, and that warrants an investigation? Like, what? That claim is so outlandish. It's so on its face fucking stupid.
It was investigated.
Who investigated it?
Oh, fuck. Oh, maybe Durham. Yeah, well, they couldn't find any of these emails. They couldn't find any evidence of any of this, right? When they went through all the emails.
I believe
this might have been part of. I don't know if this is part of Durham or part of Mueller. I think it was part of Durham.
They were talking about Durham.
No, he didn't do a criminal referral. The Republican whatever committee that investigated it, and they have not submitted a criminal referral for it. In the Durham annex, it does not state that there was a crime committed.
When did they?
Durham doesn't even conclude
when
that,
did they
right?
investigate this?
I think it was that Senate committee, congressional committee in 2020.
2020.
Reviewed the Durham annex,
okay,
right?
So then why, if the FBI is using all this unverified shit to investigate Trump, why, when all of these damning accusations are being made, also through communications intercepted by Russia, was not the FBI in 2016 investigating the Hillary side?
Well, she did get investigated, but not for working with Russia.
What'd she get investigated for? Just curious.
The email stuff?
She got investigated. I think it was for her emails, and then I think there was also an investigation about that tarmac meeting with whoever the fuck that was.
Loretta Lynch, you mean when the head of the DOJ refused to... This is what you're talking about? The head of the DOJ,
that one too.
The head of the DOJ, who actually was the one with the charging decision and whether or not to charge Hillary Clinton, was meeting in secret with her husband and then refused to recuse herself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that that's not a good sign. That's the level.
I agree.
Of sort of,
That's why I didn't vote for Hillary Clinton.
But nonetheless, the point that we're starting
God.
to see more and more evidence of this is good. The people need to see how corrupt this stuff is, and that the entire Russia collusion thing was started by Hillary Clinton's team, and Barack Obama went right along with it.
What is this claim?
And that's secret with her husband, who actually was the one with the charging decision and whether or not to charge Hillary Clinton, was meeting in secret with her husband. And
What can somebody, what's even being spoken about here? So it's what am I looking for? Like Loretta Lynch secret meeting Bill Clinton? Why would she even have to meet him in secret? Like they're both what?
Someone said, oh, when they were on the tarmac, they're like planes were next to each other or something.
Okay. Were
That was
all
the
the you mean
secret
where all the
meeting.
reporters stand to take pictures, or is this a different tarmac? What? Okay. As his wife is under federal investigation for Houston Prime email server, former President Bill Clinton met privately with U.S. Attorney General Loretta Lynch at the Phoenix airport Monday evening, which both sides say was an unplanned encounter. An aide to Bill Clinton confirmed to CBS News that the meeting wasn't planned in advance. President Clinton saw the Attorney General on the tarmac and wanted to say hello, so he boarded her plane to talk. The meeting comes as former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton is still under investigation for her email practices, and also came the day before House Republicans released a report criticizing the Obama administration's response to the 2012 Benghazi attacks. God, these guys are fucking ghouls, dude. Oh my God. How long was he in the plane chatting for? Actually, while I was landing at the airport, and this is at the Phoenix airport? That's where the secret meeting happened? What the fuck? The same guy who these guys accuse of being able to fucking scuttle, why wouldn't they meet at like Epstein's Island? What?
Listen, the meeting didn't have to be long. It could have been 5 minutes. He just had to threaten her, and that's all he had
Why
to do.
not just send an email through Hillary's private email server? Actually, while I was landing at the airport, I did see President Clinton
They were
at the
onto
Phoenix
her.
airport as I was leaving, and he spoke to myself and my husband on the plane. She said our conversation was a great deal about his grandchildren. It was primarily social about our travels. He mentioned the golf he played in Phoenix, and he mentioned travels he'd had in West Virginia. There was no discussion of any matter about the department, any pending matter. No, there was no discussion of Benghazi, no discussion of State Department. Like, yeah, what, like, do you think the Attorney General herself is doing the investigation? Like, this is what the prosecutors are for. I don't even know if she'd be roped into all the details. Like, what? Oh, thank God we had our liberal media here, though, to hold us accountable. Regardless of Lynch's downplaying of the conversation, CBS News Justice reporter Paul Reed called it shocking, absolutely shocking. The most high-profile national security investigation under the Attorney General is the investigation into whether or not Janet emailed. Oh my God. Into whether or not classified information was mishandled in connection with Hillary Clinton's server, Reed told CBS. And my God. Liberal media, by the way. Reed also noted that the explanation that it wasn't a scheduled meeting is unlikely to quiet critics. So they... Okay, I'm sorry. So the idea is that while both of them are traveling, that they are somehow able to communicate, but they don't just like go on the phone. But they communicate. We should have a secret meeting in the Phoenix airport when both of our planes land. Me, Bill Clinton, I'm going to get out, talk to you for a second on the tarmac, and then go into your plane and talk at the Phoenix airport, and then leave. This is the most retarded secret plan I've ever heard in my entire life. Wait, is this real?
But Destiny, you're
How did they
defending
even?
it.
Wait, how did
So
they even?
clearly it worked.
How did people even know about it? Did people just like see them from the airport? Like, how did people find out about? Hold on.
Investigating.
What?
All right, so Huma Abedin's deposition was in regards to a civil case.
Clinton Lynch tarmac meeting. Oh no. Please don't tell me that was a photo from the fucking airport, from just civilians in the airport.
It was the
Oh no, or what is it, a security gate? What is it?
tarmac meeting that rocked 2016, a seemingly secret rendezvous.
Rocked! Seemingly secret! Ooh, these are the most powerful people in the world! The Attorney General of the United States Department of Justice, and then an ex President of the United States, current husband to the State Department head, but Hillary Clinton wasn't the head of the State Department for the last 4 years, right? That was just for the first 4 years or something? I don't think she was for the... This is the top secret meeting at the Phoenix airport? At the Phoenix airport?
It was the tarmac meeting that rocked 2016, a seemingly secret rendezvous between Bill Clinton and then Attorney General Loretta Lynch. If you thought that story was laid to rest, well, think again.
Well, a brand new book from the journalist who broke this story is revealing explosive new information about the encounter. Here now is author of Secret on the
So clearly the
Tarmac,
plan worked.
Christopher Sine. Chris, good morning to you.
Oh, it's great to be here with you. Thanks for having me.
All right, so from the get-go, this just didn't add up, did it?
Not at all. When I broke the story, we knew that something had occurred here that was a bit unusual. It was a planned meeting. It was not a coincidence. It was planned. It happened, and this details everything that they don't want you to know and everything they think you forgot. But
I feel like I heard about this. I just never looked at it. The tarmac meeting. They can't actually be this fucking retarded, bro. Destiny, if you want to go down a black hole, just go onto YouTube and type in political scandal during Obama years. It's pretty insane. Like, how much retarded shit what is?
But Bill Clinton was on that plane for 20 minutes, and it wasn't just about golf, grandkids, Brexit. There's so much that doesn't add up, and even as time has passed, there's so much, I think, that even Loretta Lynch and Bill Clinton
How
have
do you
forgotten.
know it was planned and not just a happenstance? Hey, look, our planes are next to each other.
I have a source that walks me through it from point A to point B to point Z, and my source saw it all unfold and says that when Bill Clinton arrived at the airport, he waited. He knew Loretta Lynch was taxiing. The plane was moving. He then sat and waited in his car with a motorcade. Her air stairs come down. Most of her staff gets off. He then gets on as the Secret Service and FBI are figuring out how in the world are we supposed to handle this.
What isn't that complex? What is it? What?
What are we going to do? You know, this story isn't about right or left, Republican, Democrat. It's about right and wrong in journalism, and that was my focus of this. It's about real journalism, getting to the facts.
But why do you think this didn't get more attention then? I mean, you look at the way that Attorney General Bill Barr is being treated now. You look at the way that the Trump administration has been treated. You think that this would be worthy of more attention than it received and also more scrutiny. Why didn't it get that?
You and I are on the same page on this. As journalists, you have to ask yourself, why are people not delving into this? Why are we not looking into what exactly happened? Loretta Lynch, in December of 18, she went before House Judiciary Committee, House Oversight Committee, and testified. And in there, she mentioned that Bill Clinton flattered her, talked about Eric Holder, talked about how things were going at Justice, talked about her job performance, not this golf, grandkids, Brexit.
Well, and you've paid the price.
Why does that matter? At this point, Hillary Clinton wasn't president. She might have still been the State Department head. Obama was the what are the Clintons? Is the idea that the Clintons were like secretly pulling the strings behind the scene on everything? Or like what? So Bill Clinton said you were doing a good job at your job. Like, is that an unbelievable thing for Bill Clinton to say? Is that like an like, I can't believe he would do this.
For this, career-wise, what kind of, what kind of threats or what have you received?
What?
They eat babies. Of course.
Well, my family received significant death threats shortly after breaking this story. Credit cards hacked. My children, we have code words. We have secret code words that they know what to do. In there, she mentioned that Bill Clinton flattered her, talked about Eric Holder, talked about how things were going at Justice, talked about her job performance, not this golf, grandkids, Brexit.
Well, and you've paid the price for this, career-wise. What kind of threats or what have you received?
Well, my family received significant death threats shortly after breaking this story. Credit cards hacked. My children, we have code words. We have secret code words that they know what to do. And that's why I came back to WBMA ABC 3340 in Birmingham.
Do I need one? What is a secret code word so you know what to do? What?
Because when I was enduring the death threats, it was my former Alabama football family and my teammates, my coaches who circled around me.
Wow. Oh my! Read all about it. You can get the book right now, Secret on the Tarmac. It's at Christopher Sine, SIGN.com.
And on Amazon as well.
All right.
Thank you for joining us.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Oh my fucking God. Okay, well, I know what that is now, at least. Jesus.
And then actually was the one with the charging decision and whether or not to charge Hillary Clinton was meeting in secret with her husband and then refused to recuse herself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that that's not a good sign that that's the level.
Oh, he's not. Oh, God, dude. He's so slimy.
I agree. That's why I didn't vote for Hillary Clinton.
Nonetheless, the point that we're starting to see more and more evidence of this is good. The people need to see how corrupt this stuff is, and that the entire Russia collusion thing was started by Hillary Clinton's team, and Barack Obama went right along with it in order to sabotage Trump's first term.
Wait, the Russia collusion was started by Hillary Clinton's team?
Yes, the Russia collusion narrative to smear Trump as being connected to Russia in order to distract from her email server was concocted by Hillary Clinton's team and the
It doesn't
Obama.
include that in the, are you adding stuff from the Durham Annex? The Durham Annex doesn't
No,
conclude
the Durham Annex not only says that, but we also knew prior to this from the handwritten notes of John Brennan that he personally briefed Barack Obama at the end of July or maybe the very beginning of August that this was a plan concocted by Hillary Clinton.
No, that's not what it says. Can you read that specifically?
Go ahead, you bring it up.
I don't have it up. You're the one with it in front of you.
I don't have it in front of me.
What are you citing then? Are you not
from memory?
Okay. Yeah, well, you're making that claim. Now I have to disprove all your claims.
You have yet.
Can you just show? You haven't proved a single claim, bud. Can you just show me where the Durham, where they conclude that this was concocted by Hillary? I'd like you to read that for the audience here, please.
We're going addition right into attire from blank. Cite the alleged approval by Hillary Clinton of a proposed from her foreign policy to which to vilify Trump as being connected to Russia.
And then
According to his handwritten notes, former CIA Director Brennan subsequently briefed President Obama and other senior national intelligence, including the alleged approval by Hillary Clinton on July 20 of a proposal from one of her foreign policy advisors to vilify Trump by stirring up a... Wait, what is this from?
From her foreign...
I like how he has a tweet up here, by the way. You can see, I think, right? Comments, retweets, likes, views.
Policy to which to vilify Trump is being connected to Russia.
This looks like it's from a news article. According to his handwritten notes, former Central Intelligence Agency. Oh, no, hold on. This is from a U.S. Senate Committee on the Judiciary from DNI Ratcliffe. Okay, let's see. Provided. Downloading file. Jesus. Ratcliffe right now, who is he the current CIA director? Do you know?
Not right now, no. CIA is... Oh, no, it is. Yeah, you're right. John Ratcliffe.
Wait, hold on. I'm so sorry.
He was DNI for Trump, and then now he's CIA director.
Oh shit. Yeah. Oh my god, yes. Okay. All right. 5:35. Okay, where am I? Okay, we have this. Response to your request for I've declassified the following. Okay, according to his handwritten notes, former CIA Central Intelligence Director Brennan subsequently briefed President Obama and other senior national security officials on the intelligence, including the alleged approval by Hillary Clinton on July 26, 2016, of a proposal from one of her foreign policy advisors to vilify Donald Trump by stirring up a scandal claiming interference by Russian security services. What is this? Is this sourced by was this, do we know anything about this, or like, is there any other information or anything about this, or?
Listen, he's a CIA director. He's saying we can't trust him?
I feel like I read emails back and forth on this as well. I feel like these were all released as part of Tulsi's emails, but it feels like nobody was able to verify any of this at all. What is this? Special counsel term. Jesus. Read the last sentence in the first bullet. The IC does not know about the accuracy. Wait. In late 2016, U.S. intelligence agencies obtained insight into Russian intelligence analysis, alleging that U.S. presidential candidate Hillary Clinton approved a campaign plan to stir up a scandal against U.S. presidential candidate Donald Trump by tying him to Putin and the Russians' hacking of the Democratic National Committee. The IC does not know the accuracy of this allegation or the extent to which the Russian intelligence analysis may reflect exaggeration or fabrication. Oh, yeah. So this was part of those emails that leaked, right? This could have been one of the things that was just because I thought that they investigated this and I didn't find anything.
Yeah, that's what Rob was saying. That's what this is what he was going after. Wasn't that in the document you just had open?
Well, this is what Ratcliffe released, and he's saying that this was true. He's saying that this whole thing, he says that there was evidence that in the middle of 2016, the Hillary Clinton campaign had already thought up this idea to tie Trump's campaign to Russia. But I don't know if there's any actual
evidence that they got Russian intelligence saying that that's what was happening.
Wait, did I skip over that?
Real quick,
just that part you read.
Are they not just saying that they were sharing intelligence with Obama that Clinton was like approving?
Oh, you're right. No, I'm so retarded. I'm sorry. Hold on. You're right. This is again from Russian intelligence. You're right. Oh, wait, that's such a sneaky quote. According to his handwritten notes, former Central Intelligence Agency Director Brennan subsequently briefed President Obama and other senior national security officials on the intelligence, including this makes it sound like it's from U.S. intelligence, on the U.S. intelligence, but that's not true.
The Russian intelligence that the U.S. got.
And it even said, oh my God, he's such a sneak fuck. Okay.
Yeah, you were going deep, so that was all I was saying. So,
yeah, I see.
That's it.
Bye, Hobbit.
All this shit is redacted. Well, what does Durham say? Vilify? Page 85. Wait, what? Oh, wait. Not of the PDF. Okay, where am I? Clinton Plan Intelligence is relatively the opposite investigation for two reasons. First, Clinton Plan Intelligence itself and on space arguably suggests that private actors affiliated with the government in 2016 to promote a false or exaggerated narrative, given the significant quantity of materials leaked by other government agencies did in fact receive during the 2016 and afterwards that were with and or were funded by the Clinton campaign or affiliated persons. Clinton Plan Intelligence prompted the office second Clinton Intelligence high relevant to the office of investigation because the officials relied at least in part on materials provided or funded by the Clinton campaign and or the agency taking FISA warrants against a U.S. citizen and taking other investigative steps. The Clinton Plan Intelligence has potential bearing on the reliability and credibility of those materials. One of the ways the intelligence is arguably highly relevant and exculpatory because it could be read in full context. As was declassified and made public previously, the purported Clinton Plan Intelligence was derived from insight that U.S. intelligence agencies obtained into Russian intelligence analysis. Given the origins of the Clinton Plan Intelligence as the product of a foreign adversary, the officer was cognizant of the statement that DNI Ratcliffe made to Senate Judiciary Chairman Lindsey Graham in a September 29, 2020 letter. The intelligence community does not know the accuracy of this allegation or the extent to which the Russian intelligence analysis may reflect exaggeration or fabrication. Recognizing this uncertainty, the office nevertheless endeavored to investigate the basis for and credibility of this intelligence in order to assess its accuracy and its potential implications. Given the significance of what did they? Is there like a conclusion to this, or before addressing the
there never is
seat and handling the? Well, no, this is a Durham report. I imagine. I feel like if Durham would have found evidence for this, I feel like I would have been hearing about that like
Durham report, yeah,
fucking nonstop. No. The office, FBI. The office was unable to determine precisely when the FBI first obtained any of the details of the Clinton Plan Intelligence other than directed Comey. It appears, however, that this occurred no later than August 22nd. FBI cyber analyst emailed a number of FBI employees. Most senior for an update on rental. Email included a summary of the interview by the office. Hunt recalled on September 6th. Let's see. The CIA completed its referral memo. Per FBI verbal request, CIA provided the below examples of information the Crossfire Hurricane Fusion cells gleaned to date. An exchange discussing U.S. Presidential Hillary Clinton's approval of a plan concerning U.S. presidential candidate Donald Trump and Russian hackers hampering U.S. elections as a means of distracting the public from her use of a private email server. According to open sources, Gooseper 2.0 is an individual or group of hackers from U.S. officially used. None of the FBI memo or personnel who agreed to be interviewed could specifically recall receiving this referral memo. Or did anyone recall the FBI doing anything in response to the referral memo? Said it was possible it was hand-delivered to this. Do we... Okay, as discussed above, according to the declassified Clinton plan intelligence on July 26, 2016, Clinton allegedly approved a proposal from one of her foreign policy advisors to tie Trump to Russia. As means the office interviewed a number of individuals connected with the campaign as part of his investigation of the Clinton plan intelligence. One foreign policy advisor stated that she didn't specifically remember proposing a plan to Clinton or other campaign leadership to stir up a scandal by tying Trump to Putin or Russia. Foreign policy advisor 1 stated, however, that it was possible that she proposed ideas on these topics to the campaign's leadership, who may have approved those ideas. Foreign policy advisor 1 recalled conversation. I feel like I've read this before. I don't know why. I don't know if this was something that Tulsi published or if it was just part of what I was reading. While conversation with others, the campaign expressed their genuine concerns that the DNC hack was a threat to the electoral system and that Trump and his advisor appeared to have troubling ties to Russia. Foreign policy advisor 1 said it was also possible someone proposed an idea. So, Clinton's which did not specifically remember this. Recalling records obtained from foreign policy reflected on July 27, 2016, the day following Clinton's purported authorization of the plan. Foreign policy advisor 1 circulated a draft public statement to certain of her colleagues, and the email circulating the draft statement. Foreign policy advisor 1 urged her colleagues to sign the draft statement, which criticized Trump for his comments about the NATO alliance and asserted that Trump's public statements concerning NATO were too friendly towards Russia. In her cover email, foreign policy 1 we're writing to enlist your support for the attached public statement. Okay, during the same week. Okay, this is just bullshit, I think, right? I don't think Durham found any evidence of this. Another foreign policy advisor confirmed that the campaign was focused on Trump and Russia, but the focus was due to national security concerns and not designed to distract the public from Clinton's server issue. Foreign policy advisor 2 said that they did not have a conversation with Clinton about a plan involving Trump and Russia during the Democratic convention. Right? Am I missing anything for anybody that's read this shit? There is no evidence that this actually happened, right? Who joined?
It's me again.
Oh, what's up?
Okay, you're looking too deep into it. What Rob is trying to say is that that little bullet point that says Brennan delivered intel, or that Hillary was going to be dropping the scandal or whatever to, and then Durham says that it was to avoid the email scandal stuff. All Rob is basing his whole thing that Hillary started the investigation with her stuff is that bullet point.
Yeah, I'm aware of that, but it would be nice if I could say that Durham investigated this and found that it was not true. He couldn't find evidence of it. That's just a nice point for me to have. Because he'll say like, oh, well, should it be investigated? Sure, so that's why I'm just seeing if there's like a conclusion part of this. I'm just like going through this quickly. And it seems to be the case that he did look into it and he couldn't find anything about this.
Yeah, the whole thing is just the CIA director telling Obama, like, hey, Hillary's about to say this about Trump, and that's it. Like, she's about to launch this scandal, probably just as, as a briefing of saying, like, hey, this is about to come up. We know that this is going to happen.
Well, he was saying that the Russian intelligence was saying this, but this never happened, right? Like, the Hillary Clinton never did, I don't think, do this, the Clinton plan or whatever. And there's no evidence that this Clinton plan was even a real thing.
That's not how I read it, but if that's how you read it, and that's how you're going to... It's just Rob is trying to base all of his argument on that one bullet point and has literally nothing else to back it up. So
Sure. Well, maybe, yeah. But okay.
Well,
he always has random facts and stuff to back. He always knows like random little tidbits of information if you know the context.
Well, because he'll bring up the Steele dossier and all that bullshit. Sure. And Peter Strzok, like I didn't watch your stream yesterday. You brushed up on all the old stuff, right?
No, because it shouldn't matter for this. I'm just going
me.
to stuff that's like tangentially related to the Tulsi leaks recently, but...
Okay, well, you know Rob.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
He's going to bring it all up. But yeah, that's it.
All right, have fun, be careful. Okay.
According to his handwritten notes, please let me finish. You asked the question. According to his blank, cite the alleged approval by Hillary Clinton of a proposed from her foreign policy to which to vilify Trump as being connected to Russia. And according to his handwritten notes, please let me finish.
The term where they then are you not that specifically?
Go ahead, you bring it up. End of July or maybe the very beginning says that Buzz concoct Russia collusion narrative to smear Trump as being connected to Trump's forces, and that the entire Russia collusion thing was started to the point that. Yeah, I would say that that's not a good sign. That's the level.
I agree.
Of sort of,
that's why I didn't vote for Hillary Clinton.
Nonetheless, the point that we're starting to see more and more evidence of this is good. That people need to see how corrupt this stuff is, and that the entire Russia collusion thing was started by Hillary Clinton's team, and Barack Obama went right along with it in order to sabotage Trump's first term.
Wait, the Russia collusion was started by Hillary Clinton's team?
Yes, the Russia collusion narrative to smear Trump as being connected to Russia, in order to distract from her email server, was concocted by Hillary Clinton's team and the Obama.
Include that in are you adding stuff from the Durham Annex? The Durham Annex doesn't.
No, the Durham Annex not only says that, but we also knew prior to this from the handwritten notes of John Brennan that he personally briefed Barack Obama at the end of July or maybe the very beginning of August that this was a plan concocted by Hillary Clinton.
That's a lie. So he's either read a tweet or a headline, or he's intentionally misconstruing it because he's read. But he probably just hasn't read all the underlying sources. That's a lie, though. I understand now.
No, that's not what it says. Can you read that specifically?
Go ahead, you bring it up.
I don't have it up. You're the one with it in front of you.
I don't have it in front of me.
What are you citing then? Are you not
from memory?
Okay. Yeah, well, you're making that claim. Now I have to disprove all your claims.
You have yet to.
You haven't proved a single claim, bud. Can you just show me where the Durham where they conclude that this was concocted by Hillary? I'd like you to read that for the audience here, please.
We're going right into attire from blank. Cite the alleged approval by Hillary Clinton of a proposed from her foreign policy to which to vilify Trump as being connected to Russia. And according to his handwritten notes, please let me finish. You asked the question. According to his handwritten notes, former Central Intelligence Agency Director Brennan subsequently briefed President Obama and other senior national security.
Oh shit! Did you read? Wait, have you read the recent order that just got entered?
I'm reading it now.
Fuck, I haven't read it yet. I got an email about it. I read it. Apparently, we have an opportunity to file for dismissal. Oh my god! Thank God.
It's pretty good so far. What I'm reading. So I mean, they got it, but it's pretty funny.
Nice. Okay. All right.
According to his handwritten notes, former Central Intelligence Agency Director Brennan subsequently briefed President Obama and other senior national security officials on intelligence, including the alleged approved by Hillary Clinton on July 26, 2016, proposal of one of her foreign policy advisors to vilify Donald Trump by stirring up a scandal claiming interference by Russian security services.
The what approval? What was that word right before approval?
The word right before approval is, let's see, including the alleged approval.
Who made that out? Who made that allegation?
Oh, good job. Okay, so he either knows it or he's just, at least he's thinking on his feet. Good job.
It would be communications.
He's going to say it would be a U.S. intelligence. That's what Rob's going to say, but it's not. That's not true.
That they had from Hillary's team.
So this is a report. If you read the Durham Annex, you'll know that everybody on Hillary's team that was questioned about this specifically from the email, they all said, I have no recollection.
Correct. Oh, God, he knows. Okay, good job. Yep, that's correct. I remember reading about this. Yeah.
That I do not, we didn't plan that. If somebody if somebody did, they didn't tell me about it. There's no evidence that this is real. That's why it says alleged. So what John
but alleged, but it came from, get the Russia point.
Is that people are alleging approval by Hillary Clinton.
Not just people, but Russia, the Russia foreign intelligence for propaganda they were going to leak.
In order for you to say that this is true, Rob, you would have to prove that that's true. But your evidence that something is true is a handwritten set of notes from John Brennan, who didn't work for the Hillary campaign, who is writing down.
Oh no, he's not. He's missing the last, because that last key piece makes Rob look even worse.
Saying that somebody is alleging that this happened. This has the same amount of evidence as the P tape, which you guys all wholesale reject.
No, what it does is, you could do is see the double standard, and there's other evidence that's given in the annex, and with Tulsi's files that have been released. It shows the double standard where the FBI took any unverified accusation about Donald Trump and they ran with it. In fact, included in the ICA, the bulk of what it's talking about from the Durham annex shows that there was all sorts of disagreements and incredibly shady, non-verifiable evidence that previously, before Barack Obama ordered that they redo the ICA, was discounted by intelligence.
What was the shady evidence, Rob?
For example, previously, before Barack Obama ordered that there was all sorts of disagreements and incredibly shady, non-verifiable evidence that previously, before Barack Obama ordered that they redo the ICA, was discounted by intelligence.
What was the shady evidence, Rob?
For example, there was a sentence fragment that was used in this. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, there's a sentence fragment that was used, and what they say is they cite unnamed officials, and they say that the Obama officials, some of them believed that this showed that Putin had a preference for Trump, and some of them didn't. And what that ICA report concluded is that the solution to fixing this is add better footnotes and be a little more clear about how sure you are of this one sentence. That sentence, Republicans pretending that one sentence alone launched the Russia investigation is so fucking stupid. This is different people disagreeing. And by the way, it's ironic that the Republicans are citing unnamed sources. It's ironic that we don't know who those people are, right? It just says a senior intelligence agent. It doesn't say what administration they work for. It doesn't say what their position is. It just says somebody that's like a...
Wait, who is this guy? Normal America. If I spoke to this guy before? I feel like I've seen him before. He seems based. This guy is based. No, Normal America's Rob. I'm sorry. Wait, who is this guy? Wait.
RTP talks.
RTP talks. Have I spoken to him before? Wait, does he hate me? Fuck.
It's even blacked out. Like we don't know if it's CIA or FBI, if I remember correctly.
No, that's not true. It's not.
I just before you respond, I just want to say I'm giving you exactly 5 more minutes to finish up, and then we'll conclude, okay? Because I wanted you to be able to at least have something to finish here.
Okay, that's not true. It says that it was of the 5 CIA analysts that were appointed under Brennan, 2 of them said that they were not comfortable with much of this evidence. Secondly, the thing that this shows is that there was almost all the accusations that Russia was trying to intervene to help Trump were bullshit. It was things like we were told specifically by Brennan that it didn't include the dossier, but it did include a reference that said see the appendix for the dossier. There were 4
that's a lie.
Things, including the sentence fragment, the dossier, and a couple other things that were unverified, just bullshit. But that was enough for the ultimate ICA report to say, yes, Russia did interfere. You're right, it was unverified. You're right that it was bullshit. And what this says, the idea that it's like, well, we don't know the exact CIA person's name because it's been redacted, and therefore it's somehow ironic, is laughable. Durham knew who that person was. They redacted it because they don't want to put the CIA analyst's name out there, I guess. But nonetheless, the accusations are stark. When it comes to investigating Donald Trump or making claims about Donald Trump, they went, even if you say allege, you'll acknowledge this, that Barack Obama knew, and John Brennan knew, and James Comey knew that there were at least accusations that this plan was concocted by Hillary Clinton, correct?
They knew that someone said that. I don't think that they knew that there was
he doesn't know who, though, but that's okay.
Any evidence there. And by reading the Durham Annex and the ICA
Rob doesn't either, though.
report, I don't see any evidence there. Everybody involved said, no, this never happened.
How does that have to do?
They can't provide any evidence that there was ever a plan concocted. It's just one person said it.
So then your answer to me is in the affirmative. I said they at least knew that there were accusations that this was a plan concocted by Hillary. Great.
That's it.
You could, okay. And so despite that, when the intelligence community never said that Russia was interfering to help Trump, and then Barack Obama is getting their ICA and decides on December 6th or 7th, no, you guys have to redo this. And then within days, it's being leaked to the press.
That's not what Obama said.
Oh, there's a consensus on this. Don't you think that Barack Obama knew how bad it would look if they're actually using unverified information like this to come to this conclusion? Would you admit that like this sentence fragment is nothing, or the Steele dossier is nothing that should have been included in the intelligence community assessment to make a definitive claim?
With that.
Why should they be included?
Well, because I don't think they made a definitive claim based on that sentence fragment.
What were the claims that they made that Russia was interfering to help Trump? Give me the evidence.
Let's first
the DNC and the DCCC hack.
Talk about this sentence fragment, because
and all the coverage in the media
is somebody saying like this is part of the evidence. We believe that Russia wanted to help Trump. I think there's plenty of evidence to support that going forward. I think that from the ICA report, which by the way, could we also be honest? The ICA report's not an investigation. There were no charges. There was no accusation. It was simply a report of what the intelligence agents had gathered. That's what the ICA report was. This isn't like some investigation where they were framing Trump. They were literally putting together the information that they had.
Nonetheless, what we could see is, yes, they were putting it because it was part and parcel. Barack Obama specifically was talking about wanting to get this information out before Trump came in, because in order to smear Trump as colluding with Russia, they needed to make the argument that Russia was interfering to help Trump. I want you to show me the evidence that the ICA, which previously did not make that claim, and then after Obama said, I want you to relook at it, give me the evidence that they used that is sufficient to say, yes, they could make the judgment highly confident that Russia interfered to help Trump. What's the evidence that they cited? A sentence fragment? The dossier? What else?
They said how confident they were. If you read that sentence fragment, they explain exactly. They say, and it's mostly redacted, but they say this is a source. It's a confidential source. I believe it's somebody that's like one step away from the Kremlin, and they say that this source has been accurate in the past, but all that stuff's mostly blacked out. So that's why in the ICA report, the suggestion is not even. And by the way, this review of the ICA report was done by Republicans, and the Republicans at the end of that ICA report basically said, yeah, this was all pretty standard, pretty by the book. In this one instance, when it came to did Putin have a preference, I think they could have been more clear on how sure they were.
Give me the evidence. I noticed that you didn't answer the question. Give me the evidence.
1 more minute.
For what?
Give me the evidence that led them to the conclusion that Russia interfered to help Trump.
It was that sentence, and they didn't conclude that Russia wanted to help Trump. They said, this source is telling us that Russia wants to help Trump.
That's not true. They said it was high confidence. The assessment said that they had high confidence that Russia interfered to help Trump. And you're saying based on a sentence fragment.
Okay, no, based on who the source was.
It doesn't matter. Who was the source?
It's redacted.
Okay, so the argument that I'm making is this: previously we had 2 analysts that said that they didn't believe this, they could have been anything, right? And that's clearly not enough evidence. My entire claim on this has been, when it comes to things, no matter how nebulous, how unprovable it is against Trump, it's always go after him as much as possible. When it comes to those sorts of claims against Hillary, it's, well, we don't know, it's just alleged, etc. The FBI, James Comey, Brennan, Barack Obama knew that there were at least accusations, which we can now see is verified true, that Hillary's team was. They're the ones that came up with the dossier.
That's not. Oh my God, he's so.
Trying to smear Trump is connected to Russia. We do know that.
Didn't that start with Republican? No, Fusion GPS was, it was started by Republicans.
That's not true. We did this last time. That's not true. Show me
Republican research was not started by Republicans.
Last thing I'll say about this is, show me.
Hold on. I want him to wrap it up, and then we'll move
So
forward.
the point that I was making is, no, it is true that Republicans were doing opposition research. However, they stopped that research before Fusion GPS started to fund the dossier.
Okay.
Did they pick up on that opposition research? Did they jump off of the opposition research from the Republicans and build off of that?
No, they started to fund a dossier that had nothing to do with Republicans, nor would it matter to your argument whatsoever.
That's not true. They didn't fund the dossier. I didn't know this. I read sorry, it was too long, but I read a lot of this. Do you know anything about the Christopher Steele guy or whatever? Is that his name? For the Steele dossier? Do you know why he do you know why he started leaking shit?
Wait, how come?
He got super ass pained he said the FBI wasn't taking him seriously. Steele was like a schizo poster, like the ODNI leaker. He was trying to tap contacts at the State Department and at the FBI, and he was like, guys, like I got information about Trump. And then when Comey had announced that they were reopening the email investigation, Steele got so fucking ass pained that he started running to the press and like sending it to people, and was like, guys, look, check my shit out or whatever. I didn't know this before, but Hillary Clinton's campaign, they didn't have any direct contact with Steele. They didn't have direct contact with Fusion GPS either. The Hillary Clinton campaign's contact was Eloy, what the fuck is the name of the law firm? It's Eloy Coin. What am I thinking of? Somebody say it. Perkins, Eloy Coin, something. Oh, Perkins Coy. That one. Yeah. The Hillary Clinton campaign contracted Perkins Coy to do Oppo research, basically. And then Perkins Coy retained, I think, Fusion GPS, and one of Fusion GPS's people was, I believe, was the Steele guy. But there's, like, nobody even knows how much information went from Steele to the actual Clinton campaign. I mean, I'm sure some of it did, but the connection here is so much weaker than I thought it was. I thought like fucking Hillary Clinton was like fucking the Steele guy, and was like personally, involved in.
I mean, you know what? That sounds base as fuck. Just go in and fucking leak some shit.
True.
Because he was mad about the Hillary
Oh
investigation.
no! Oh well, maybe I guess. Yeah, but apparently, this guy just got so fucking, he got so mad. Okay. All right. My brain is full of enough shit right now, I think. Wait.
Anyways.
Okay. I want 3 big points. The intelligence community helped Trump win the election far more than they helped Hillary Clinton. My examples of this would be Comey made, was it 3 public statements concerning the email investigation? It was 3, right? They announced when they were doing the investigation. Yeah. He announced his findings on why they weren't going to recommend charges, and then he announced a reopening of the investigation, right?
Yep, that sounds right.
Okay. All 3 of these were incredibly damaging to the Clinton campaign and dominated the news cycle for months leading up to the election. Comey kept Crossfire Hurricane secret from the American public, despite him publicizing Clinton's email investigation, in parentheses, which only started due to the Russian GRU hacks plus media releases, right? The Hillary Clinton email stuff came off the backs of the Podesta leaks and then the rest of the DCCC leaks, right? Showing that Hillary had a private server, right? Yep. That's where that started from?
Yep.
Despite him publicizing Clinton's email investigation. So Comey kept Crossfire Hurricane secret from the American public, despite him publicizing... and the Steele dossier was never published until after, was it January 7th? BuzzFeed publishes Steele, Steele dossier, Wikipedia. I want to say it was like in January 7th. Am I making that up? Does anybody know? Control F, BuzzFeed. January 10th, okay. And the Steele dossier was never published until January 10th, 2017 on BuzzFeed. Okay, the IC helped Trump win the election far more than they helped Hillary Clinton. Nothing released by Tulsi Gabbard in the past few months has pointed towards any improper behavior by any Obama officials or intelligence officials. What else? What's the third claim or point I can make?
Well, so you're making these 3 points just for like
Just so that I can, because I don't want to be on the
audience,
defense the
or-
whole time. I want to be able to present like a.
Okay. Well,
and I want to have
you
like.
shouldn't be on the defense because you should want Rob to just justify what he's saying, because Rob has the affirmative claim in the debate, right? You're telling me that the debate claim is Obama guilty of a hoax or whatever the fuck. Rob has the affirmative claim. He has to say yes. So whatever he's doing.
Then it's just going to be a
you wanna
point by
just be on the
point,
attack.
debunk basically of everything. Yeah.
Yeah, it should be. If you want to make your own affirmative case for.
Oh yeah. I guess I can't really have an
opposing,
affirmative of a negative, right? Well, I kind of am because I can say
I'm
like
saying
that.
like if you want to do your own thing, that just for like the audience to like, hey, actually, here's what is true. Then you could do that too. But for as far as like for actual like the Rob argument, you don't really need like the 3 points or whatever.
Okay, I think so. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I feel like there's nothing.
Yeah, all you need to do is just debunk everything he says.
Yeah, every single claim. Well, I just have to be willing to say, let's look it up, and then we'll just sit here and look up. Yeah.
But he probably won't know anything that you don't. I would.
Well,
guess.
at this point,
If
I'm sure he
it's
does.
'cause
There's
ChatGPT
always
told
like
him something.
there's always like random facts or random things or whatever.
Yeah, probably.
Here is 2 sandwiches, okay? And I'm going to give them to Mike. And one sausage.
Why am I not getting this?
No, well, do you know, we can bring one in for you. We weren't sure. I will do the sauce for you. You've got to tell me, right, of these, which is the real meat sandwich.
Easy.
So which is the real... Now, before you do it, would you like tomato sauce or would you like brown sauce?
No, that will try and disguise the true taste of a sausage sandwich, okay?
Show me which one the real meat one is,
Okay.
Mike.
I'm going to take a bite out of each, people, okay?
Yes.
So I'm now taking a bite of this one. Very nice bread, by the way, okay?
We need sort of background music now.
Great. This is classic TV, this.
No. Okay. I would say that's...
Well, don't decide yet. Just do a thing, you know.
He's so rude. He's talking with his mouth.
Excuse me.
Well, I think he feels the pressure.
I'll tell you what, that was the first one. I'm going to now...
Cleanse the palate. We've got time here, don't worry. Welcome to one of the most exciting shows on British TV.
Okay. Now for the second one.
Strictly's got nothing on this. Okay. Go on, Mike.
It is absolutely obvious to me this first one is the false sausage, okay?
Right.
That's not real sausage. That is cardboard.
Why would you not know that he could trick you?
This second one is clearly the real sausage. I could taste the meat in it. Excuse me. It was luscious and lovely. Tasted a bit like the one I had this morning. This is the winner.
Okay, very interesting. What do you think? Do you think he's got it right? I mean,
he is the expert on sausages, so I suspect he's probably got it right.
Okay, it's certainly Mike did it with great conviction. Are you right? Is Mike right? Has he correctly identified the meat sausage? The answer is that the meat sausage sandwich is actually down here, Mike. You've just eaten 2 vegan sandwiches. So you are, I think, there we are. You can have a meat sausage right now. You, I think, are a vegan in disguise.
Not at all. What an underhanded, downright rotten trick to put on a man whose reputation now as the great sausage butty king. Rude.
Well, how do you feel that mistake was made, though? I mean, you've tasted sausage, right?
All I can say is that that's cardboard, and that's sort of almost cardboard, call it tissue paper. Now I shall take a bite out of the real sausage.
Have that with a clear conscience. That was very interesting. I'm presuming you would rather have a real sausage than a vegan sausage, correct?
I would rather have a real sausage. However, I do think there is an argument for vegan food. Let's not forget, we were just talking about climate change. One of the things you can do to help climate change is to eat a bit less meat. And I think one of the reasons why people are making so much fuss is because farmers are making, or meat producers are making a fuss, is because they know that lots of people are shifting, not totally to a plant-based diet, but to eating more plant-based food.
Yeah, but the description is the key. I mean, you're absolutely right.
Okay. We might do Hassan tonight. Or E33. Wait, have you beat that Expedition 33 game?
Fuck no.
Fucking loser.
I haven't played it.
Because
I'm
you're
about to
fucking
play
loser.
Silk Song. That's what I'm on.
Oh my god.
What are you going on that, man?
Platformer? Wow. Jump. Hold on. Wait. Can I ask you a serious question? How far are you in that game yet?
I haven't started yet.
Oh, do you think that you get an ability to double jump in that game? Oh my god.
Holy
Do
shit,
you think
you
there
might
are
be right.
do you think there are fake walls? Do you think there are some levels where there's a lot of like up and down sections? Oh my god. That would be crazy. That would be crazy.
Wait, do you think you get a wall jump?
A wall
That'd be
jump?
crazy.
Oh my god. That would be insane. I wonder if you have to revisit earlier levels to go to places that you previously couldn't jump to before. That'd be wild. Wouldn't that be crazy?
That'd be wild.
Fuck you. Presumptively, due to the nature of the case, the parties and their counsel have proceeded to throw the proverbial
Yeah.
kitchen sink at one another. This is resulting in
I saw that, dude.
Who's
you gotta
I
read
feel-
it after. You gotta read it
Should
after.
I?
Holy fuck.
Yeah, I feel like 90% of the motions have been followed by them. I'm pretty sure they have been, okay? Jesus.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Maybe I'll fucking read it. Did you read the whole thing? Is it good? Memes?
I'm pretty much finishing it. It's
Okay.
they got their motion, but it's pretty good for you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, it is. Because, yeah, okay. I'll go through this. All right.
Yeah. Don't.
Yeah. The matter is, before the court on plaintiff, don't what? Don't read it?
No. Whatever.
Yeah. The matter is before the court on plaintiff Jane Doe's motion for leave to file amended complaint. Defendant timely responded, and plaintiff timely responded. After careful consideration of the motion, response, reply, relevant authority, and for the reasons discussed below, plaintiff's motion for leave to amend her complaint is granted. So a motion to amend the complaint just allows them to add stuff to the original complaint. I would have to go back and look, but I think they just want to add the
ABMC.
Yes.
ABMC and
which is what
Google
they're. Wait, what? Oh yeah.
ABMC and the Google Drive
And
thing.
that second one has got some. Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Can I meme for 1 microsecond? Hold on.
Oh boy.
It's funny because a hater DM me this, but hold on. I have a question.
Let's see, what is that?
Because it wouldn't do that, would it?
You're probably right, but it I don't think it necessarily matters.
Well, they would have to. I think it would.
Well, because they're saying that with.
Yeah. Oh well, if they try to incorporate the Discord thing too, but they'll never win on that. Even the Drive link, I think there's already precedent that argument is stupid. But on the. Oh well, but that doesn't matter. Hold on.
I agree, it doesn't. But
well, I'm saying no. I'm saying for her in particular.
Yeah, but they're just using it. I think they're because
they want to use the Drive argument because they don't. That means that everything rides on.
Yeah, but the idea is that if it's true, then it existed before.
Is that even necessarily true? How would they even know that? They would have to prove
but
that.
That's their
That's retarded. Oh, maybe I'll have to go through and reread their motion then. I don't know. Or I mean, I feel like I probably read it on Kid before already. So okay, I don't know. Okay, sorry. All right.
True.
Anyway, we're back here. Okay. This case stems from what plaintiff alleges is defendant's wrongful dissemination of a video of a sexual nature involving both Ms. Doe and Mr. Bonnell. Defendant, for his part, alleges that the situation was more complex and that both plaintiff and defendant repeatedly shared similar materials involving third parties with each other, and that practice, in effect, extended to other individuals. It was then one of those other individuals, Rose, whose Discord account was allegedly hacked, which resulted in the leak of several videos of a sexual nature involving defendant, including the video. Presumptively, due to the nature of the case, the parties and their counsel have proceeded to throw the proverbial kitchen sink at one another. This has resulted in a litany of briefings before the court. Of particular focus here is plaintiff's motion for leave to file amended complaint. In so filing, plaintiff is seeking to preemptively address what defendant characterizes as a lack of subject matter jurisdiction. In terms of briefing, defendant has never proactively filed a motion challenging the court's subject matter jurisdiction over the case, but instead has raised it in response to several of plaintiff's motions. Defendant's argument as to the lack of subject matter jurisdiction is as follows. Plaintiff made the understandable mistake of misinterpreting evidence regarding a Discord chat where defendant shared the video with another individual as showing that the conversation took place in October 2022, when it actually took place in April 2022. The singular federal law under which plaintiff is claiming federal question subject matter jurisdiction, civil action relating to disclosure of intimate images, this 15 U.S.C. section 6851, or CARDI only went into effect on October 1st, 2022, and is not one that applies retroactively. Hence, says defendant, CARDI cannot be invoked here, and there is no remaining federal claim giving rise to this court's jurisdiction. So as I've said before, we don't have diversity jurisdiction. We're both in the same place. The proper venue, proper jurisdiction would be the Florida court. This federal law is the only thing that gives subject matter jurisdiction to allow it to be in federal court. And also all of the underlying things that she's trying to say are unhinged and actually fucking stupid. So like they require like malicious intent. So this subject matter jurisdiction question is paramount, is the most important question that we're addressing right now. Therefore, any amendment to the operative complaint would be futile for want of jurisdiction. In response, and though not conceding that such an understandable mistake took place, plaintiff now seeks to preemptively address any possible jurisdictional deficiency by amending her operative complaint to add allegations regarding the wider dissemination of the Google Drive, where defendant is alleged to have kept a trove of videographic material of a sexual nature, including the video. DE 107. This, in addition to a prior allegation from May 2025, the defendant also sent the video to Abby MC. And because, says plaintiff, the Google Drive was consistently available to many individuals, and that availability continued through the period where CARDI took effect, CARDI indeed applies. This court has jurisdiction to hear the case, and amendment is not futile. Would be that's
what they're saying.
What?
You understand what the judge is saying here?
What do you mean? They're just laying out the arguments from both sides?
Oh, kind of, yeah. Well, they're saying that it's true what plaintiff is saying. It is kind of so like. It doesn't matter if they amend the complaint because either it's just adding to the whether jurisdiction is there.
Yeah. Wait, what? The judge is just walking through the judge is summarizing what why the plaintiff wants to amend the complaint, right?
Well, the last part they're agreeing with the plaintiff. They're granting it, right?
Are they? And because, says plaintiff, the Google Drive is consistently available to many individuals and that availability continued through the period where CARDI took effect, CARDI indeed applies, this court has jurisdiction over the case, the amendment is not futile. I don't know if the court's making a determination at that point. I think these are just claims of the plaintiff, right?
They're going to get to it, but yeah,
sure, they might,
saying that, yeah.
That would be a thing that we would fight on because the case law on that is like clearly cuts in our direction, and that would be a big change.
But all they're saying is that the amendment isn't futile, so they're gonna get to it later. So keep reading.
Oh, sure.
They're saying the amendment wouldn't be futile.
At the very least, I mean, it would survive the complaint, the pleading stage, right? Because you have to assume it's true. That's true. Yes. Okay. Sure. So agreed insofar as it would prima facie make the case. It would survive, I guess, a motion to dismiss because it would satisfy the jurisdictional aspect. That's true, sure. Okay. Applicable principles and law. The jurisdiction of federal courts. Federal courts are courts of limited jurisdiction, meaning they only have the power to provide a forum for some, not all disputes. Federal courts of limited subject matter jurisdiction. A district court can hear a case only if it has at least one of three types of subject matter jurisdiction under a specific statutory grant, federal question jurisdiction pursuant to 28 U.S.C. 1331, or diversity jurisdiction pursuant to a federal court on the lands of power. But the obligation at any time to inquire into jurisdiction whenever the possibility jurisdiction does not exist arises. The court determines at any time that lack of subject matter jurisdiction, the court must dismiss the action. Okay. Amendments to pleadings. Federal Rules of Civil Procedure 15A governs amendments to pleadings. A party may amend any pleading once as a matter of right before a responsive pleading has been filed or within 21 days after serving the pleading if no responsive pleading is allowed. In all other situations, the amending party must obtain written consent from the opposing party or leave of the court to amend the pleading. That's what they filed for, a motion to leave, right? The rule declares that leave to amend shall be freely given when justice so requires. If the underlying facts or circumstances relied upon by a plaintiff may be a proper subject of relief, he ought to be afforded an opportunity to test his claim on the merits. Sorry. Any amendments leading to a modification of the required pretrial scheduling order are subject to a good cause standard of scrutiny. That means that after the deadline for amending pleadings set forth and a scheduling order has passed, the party seeking the amendment must show good cause on why leave to amend the complaint should be granted. A district court need not allow an amendment where allowing the amendment would cause undue prejudice to the opposing party. Of course, the grant or denial of an opportunity to amend is within the discretion of the district court, but outright refusal to grant the leave without any justifying reason appearing for the denial is not an exercise of discretion. It is merely abuse of that discretion and inconsistent with the spirit of the federal rules. In the absence of any apparent or declared reason, the leave sought should, as the rules require, be freely given. Substantial reasons justifying a court's denial of a request for leave to amend include undue delay, bad faith, or dilatory, bad, maybe, motive on the part of the movement, and repeated failure to cure deficiencies by amendments previously allowed. Additionally, a district court may properly deny leave to amend when an amendment would be futile. When a district court denies the plaintiff leave to amend a complaint due to futility, the court is making the legal conclusion that the complaint as amended would necessarily fail. This determination is akin to a finding that the proposed amendment would not survive a motion to dismiss. Okay, analysis. All right. So here they're basically just saying that, like, basically, as long as the plaintiff isn't like super jerking around or whatever, like, you should generally be given the opportunity to amend your complaint at least one time.
And if the stuff that they're trying to amend is true, then they should just let them amend it. Because if it's true, then it would be the subject matter jurisdiction. It would be. Kind of, yeah. You assume, yeah, it's assumed to be true, but if true, then sure, yeah. Amendments to pleadings. Wait, analysis. Question of whether we have subject matter jurisdiction is not so clear-cut as the parties would have us believe. Accordingly, each party accuses the other of not producing any evidence to support their respective claims as to when defendant disseminated the video and to whom. Despite defendant's lack of corroborating evidence for this contention, plaintiff has produced no admissible evidence to demonstrate otherwise. As to plaintiff's allegations that defendant transmitted the video to another individual, ABMC, after the effective date of the Cardi statute, defendant argues that ABMC should have testified at an earlier June 3rd, 2025 hearing before the court that touched on, among other issues, subject matter jurisdiction. Let's see. Defendant also argues that plaintiff's current allegations when ABMC received the video from defendant corresponding proposed amendment to the operative complaint are contradictory. Compare. ABMC describes defendant as sharing a sexually explicit video of himself and the plaintiff via Google Drive link on November 3rd with sometime in March 2023. Bono began messaging with a fan. Was on the screen. Of course, they're shooting relationship about on multiple sexual, including video through his Google. Somebody sending out a message to a friend of hers and told her, Jesus Christ, this footnote. Oh my God. All this part says is we don't know the exact date that it happened. Sure, yeah. But it doesn't matter. It would have to be after the...
To that end, defendant alleges the proposed amendment complaint now asserts as a ploy to establish jurisdiction that sometime before November 3rd, 2023, defendant sent along the ABMC. It merits noting that ABMC submitted a signed declaration attesting to the transmission of the video occurring on or about November 3rd, 2023, that both plaintiff and defendant at times mischaracterized ABMC's on or about testimony as occurring on November 3rd, 2023. Does not change your testimony, but does add necessary context. In other words, the alleged transmission of the video and message to a friend could well have been two chronologically separate events that both align with ABMC's on or about testimony. The text of the chat snippet at this, dated 11/3/23, is consistent with this. By the way, Dusty sends me sexy all the time, and he thinks, I don't know the girls in there, but I have videos of him fucking sharing Pixie like Limfeo. He just sent me, say the alleged transmission of the video could indeed have taken place on or about November 3rd, 23, without making the allegations inherently incongruous. Wow, sure would be nice if they submitted like actual evidence here so we don't have to fucking debate so hard on the fucking dates here, but you know, that'd be nice. Okay, defendant, for his part, leans on his declaration as the date formatting of the Discord chat primarily at issue. Plaintiff's mistake as to the Discord chat having occurred on October 4th, 2022 is understandable, and a screenshot of the transmission the date of communication appears as 10/04/2022. However, the date is reflected using the European time zone, but Mr. Mendo's declaration then states that, based on information and belief, I haven't sent the video to anyone other than Rose. I certainly have not sent the video to anyone since I sent the video to Rose on April 9th, 2022. Attached here to his Exhibit Z is a true and correct copy of my district intro dated April 9th, 2022, beginning at 8:06 p.m. on 2H2 exhibit because it is a screenshot from Rose's other conversation. The date of the transmission is reflected on a European time since on page 2 of the exhibit was April 10th. When Rose and I began corresponding regarding the video. Oh, they should say April 9th. Oh, they might have mixed up the... Oh, no, wait. It was April 10th, at 1:06. Oh, no, this was correct. Okay. Whew, nice. Wait. Yeah, because it was April 10th, 2022 at 1:06 a.m. UTC, which was April 9th, 2022 at 8:06 p.m. EDT. Beginning, okay. But Miss 1:06, that. Okay, where are we? Okay. For all defendants' protests that ABMC should have testified at the hearing, notably absent from defendants' arguments generally regarding subject matter jurisdictions, testimony from Rose that would corroborate defendant's characterization of Discord chat in his declaration. Well, I'm not the person to... What? How am I supposed to try to subpoena this person and bring them?
Keep going, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, keep going.
A characterization that incorporates in Exhibit C a screenshot of Rose's Discord account that plaintiff could not have obtained on his own from his side of the conversation. And Exhibit C, a screenshot from Rose's. Okay. Thus, as it stands at this stage in the case, the evidence purportedly establishing a definitive timeline as to what defendant did or did not do and when is murky at best. Oof, that's good for me, I think. In any event,
Yeah, kind of. All damage.
Sure. In any event, and under the circumstances, we need not reach a decision on jurisdiction today. Ooh, that's spooky for them, I think. Defective allegations of jurisdiction may be amended upon terms in the trial or appellate courts. They've used, you only get one amendment to the complaint as well, right? So this is it. This is their one amendment, and then we fight here, and they can I don't believe they can amend the complaint any longer. In any event, under the circumstances, we need to reach a decision on jurisdiction. We don't. Okay. Defective allegations of jurisdiction may be amended. Assessing whether the Court of Appeals is subject matter jurisdiction and noting that plaintiffs are usually able to amend their complaint, even on appeal, when such jurisdiction is deficient. This provision, like,
You know what I'm saying?
Wait. Oh, I can't possibly provide that though, right? Because I'm pretty sure that person deleted their account, right? Oh, no, wait.
You know what? Wait, you getting it?
Oh, wait, no, I can do, because I have both sides of her screenshot because the guy posted them all. Oh, yes. The judge doesn't understand that. Oh, that's so easy. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's it. That's done. Okay. So I just need, so now it's just the brain damage.
It's just saying, hey, let's
because
move on
what
from
he's
this.
saying,
We can't move on from it yet, but let's.
Yeah, but what he's saying is it would be nice if there was a screenshot from Rose's Discord account that plaintiff that I could not have obtained on my own. What the judge doesn't realize is that the screenshots are coming from her account, so I just need to post them from my side now, and then he'll have both sides of it. You can see there is no discrepancy on the date there. Oh, okay. That's as it stands at this stage of the case. The evidence purportedly listed. Okay. In any event, and under the circumstances, we need not reach this. Okay. I've read this like 3 times. Court of Appeals noting the plaintiffs this provision like Rule 15. Leave to amend should be freely granted when necessary to cure failure. At this juncture, we need to reach an answer to jurisdiction because even in plaintiff's jurisdictional allegations, even if they were initially defective, the proper course in this instance would be to grant leave to amend. Based on the record before the court, there is nothing to suggest plaintiff's motion is the result of undue delay, dilatory motive, or is otherwise in bad faith for the amendment to to take leave to amend the complaint, I think is probably true. Hopefully they don't say this on all of them, but okay. So you don't know. It is worth noting the plaintiff is incorrect that she timely filed her motion to amend, for which the deadline per was July 6th, 2025. That said, plaintiff filed on July 7th, 2025, and we are loath to consider that single day as undue delay or dilatory motive. And it is true the defendant has been raising the question of subject matter jurisdiction in various responses to plaintiff's motions, and thus cannot be surprised at and should not be unduly prejudiced by plaintiff's request for leave to amend. The parties should have even mutually elected to somewhat pause discovery pending the court's resolution of plaintiff's motion for protective order. Thus, as leave to amend should be freely given in the absence of substantial reason to deny leave, plaintiff's motion for leave to file her amended complaint is granted should defendant believe, after the filing of plaintiff's amended complaint, that this court still doesn't have subject matter jurisdiction. Defendant is free to file a 12B1 motion or otherwise generally respond. Oh my God. The 12B1 is a motion to dismiss, right?
Motion to dismiss, yeah. They're saying you can do a motion to dismiss or you can just respond to the actual allegations.
Otherwise, generally,
and
but now I would want to. Now it's absolutely a time to fight on a motion to dismiss, and then I still get my summary judgment later. For the reasons. Okay, plaintiff's motion for leave release. Okay, plaintiff first amended complaint on the docket. Oh, thank God. Okay, this is about to be my most hardcore research fucking legal reply ever.
Because you're representing yourself, right? As we were.
No, I'm about to send my lawyers like 4 trillion pages of notes for everything.
Yeah, jeez. Yeah, it's good for you. Obviously, they granted it for plaintiff, but
sure,
it's not.
Okay, boom, 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 boom.
All right, don't you have your debate in like 4 minutes?
Yeah, I'm getting all my documents in line. Read the response and opposition from your lawyer and its attachments for its memes. I don't think that response has to do with the amended complaint, but that's already fully briefed. I think that was in response to their freaking out over...
Oh, there's a new... Oh, I didn't even see that. I gotta read that in a minute, too. Oh, shit.
Oh, it's our response to them trying to... They want to sanction me $10,000 plus her attorney's fees for talking on fucking... Yeah, because the Kiwi Farms shit fucking... They're so funny. Oh, and I think we pushed for sanctions in that motion as well, in our brief to their motion and our response. So that'll be interesting, I guess. Okay. I'm gonna use the restroom and then I'll hop in and have some fun here. Oh boy. I'll be back 1 sec.
Right back. Wait, am I alone with you guys, chat? Oh, bomb, no. Oh, Pepe wins. Am I Asian? No. Just trying to replace Dan as DGG or best friend of the year? No, but I definitely want DGG of the year. I've got that one on lock already. Can you explain us the legal thing? Oh, the legal thing, we just went over it. Doesn't explain it. Is my profile picture Drist? Yes, it is Drist Stewarden. Weow. Glorp or Temmie Dank? I don't have a position on that one. I'll have to think about it. Am I racist? No. Am I Jewish? No. Stream Silk Song. Maybe. That could be a good idea. Are you Rage Pope's little brother? Everybody keeps saying I sound like Rage Pope. I don't remember what he sounded like. I don't think I sound like him. Eban. Case talk later? Yeah, I could probably talk to you about it later. I'm also going to be silking my song in a bit. How dare you scare CR0? Call me a drow cuck. Drist is the drow Giga Chad. He's the drow. Somebody said, given how litigious opposing counsel's been, do you think Destiny should push to get his legal fees paid? I wouldn't know. I don't know. They could, but I don't know if you would want to. Does Kafka own me? Yeah.
Yes.
He's my master. Are you back?
I sure am, babe.
All right. You ready for the debate? Prepped? Feeling good?
Yeah, it should be fine. All right. I love you. Be careful.
All right. Thanks for having me on. Bye-bye.